First tool we're going to discuss when creating custom shape is the pencil tool. To use the pencil tool, we can click, hold, and drag around, and a shape will be generated based on your dragging movement. So to show you what I mean, first click and hold Shaper tool. You will see this pencil tool in here. You can also use N for shortcut, and then simply click and drag around like this. Okay, to access the pencil tool option, we can double click on the tool. Notice in here we can control the fidelity. If we set this to smooth, Illustrator will try its best to smooth out the path after we draw it. If we set this to accurate, Illustrator will draw the path as it is, without adding any smoothing process after we draw the path. Usually I just leave this at the center like this, as I find this middle value suitable for most of my drawing tasks. Different people might have different settings suitable for them. For example, if you have a tremor hand, you might want to have higher value. Next option is the Fill New Pencil Stroke. If you turn this on, and let's say we choose red fill color, notice when I draw like this, not only it creates stroke, but it also creates fill area like this. The Keep Selected option in here, if on, will make the path that we create before become selected. Why this is important? Well, this option has something to do with this option down here, which is Edit Selected Paths. So if this is turned on after we draw a path, we can fix that path we've just created by drawing again on top or near the previous path. So if I draw like this, notice this is still selected, therefore we can readjust it. For example, drawing like this and like this. As we can see, the shape we have before can be edited by redrawing certain portion of it. Now, I know it's a bit hard to draw like this since most of us are used to draw with pen or pencil, not used to draw using the mouse. That is why it is recommended to use pen tablet such as Wacom tablet when drawing with the pencil tool. The other options in the pencil tool are self-explanatory, and also we're going to use it later, so let's just move on to the next tool, which is the curvature tool. The next custom shape tool is the curvature tool. If you are using Adobe Illustrator version older than Adobe Illustrator CC, you might not find this tool in here. Okay, so basically the curvature tool is used to create curves without touching any handles. Just as we discussed before, the anchor points in the curvature tool are all smooth point type. All of the curves are interpolated automatically based on the position of the anchor points. To create a smooth anchor point, you can click and click like this. However, curvature tool also support corner points. To create a corner anchor points, you can press Alt and click. For example, let's pick the curvature tool and click in here and then click in here. And notice when we want to click on another point, we can see the preview of how the curve will look like. If you click and click again like this, you eventually get auto smooth curves like this. Now notice when I hold Alt while clicking, we get corner anchor points, which make straight lines if we have multiple anchor points like this. Using curvature tool, we can combine a series of smooth points with corner points to create more complex custom shape. For example, we can create cloud shape by Alt-click in here, then click, then Alt-click again, then click again, and just follow the pattern like so. Now we have this cloud shape. We can edit shapes with the curvature tool. Using it, we can add anchor points, move around the anchor points, and convert points from smooth points to corner points. For example, let's create a heart shape. So click in here, then in here, then Alt-click in here, click in here, and click in here. Notice we have smooth anchor points in here, which in our case should be corner point. To convert it, simply hold the Alt key and click on top of that point. Notice it doesn't create a new point, instead it converts existing point to corner. Now, if you want to get back to smooth point again, you simply hold Alt again and click on it again. Okay, let me get back to corner again without clicking here. Okay, our heart shape is not that perfect. It looks awful actually. We can move these anchor points around by clicking and dragging them until we can find the best spot for them. Okay, now we still have bad looking heart shape. Why? Well, because we can see that this curve is not bulky enough. We need to add more smooth points in this area. So let's add one by moving our curvature tool on top of this curve until you see this plus sign. Now you can click to add one, or you can also click and move it like this. Okay, let's do some adjustment until we have the perfect shape. It is not symmetrical at the moment. We're going to cover symmetrical shapes later in other videos, inshallah. Okay, the last thing we're going to cover in curvature tool is removing points. What if, for example, we accidentally add anchor point in here, which we don't want or don't need? We can use the curvature tool to select it and then hit the delete button. Now that anchor point are gone. Since Illustrator version CC, we can make corner type anchor points to become round by splicing it into two anchor points. This method is known as fillet in other CG application. To do this is very simple. Simply using the direct selection tool and select an anchor point. Now the anchor point needs to be corner type or Bezier corner type. This will not work on smooth or Bezier type, okay? Notice we have this circle in here. If you drag this, we have round corner by splitting the original anchor into two anchor points. And the best part of this technique, which is not available in other software that I know of, the process is alive. Meaning, we can always go back in here and change the roundness of it by dragging this circle handle back and forth like this. Very cool.